Hello again, welcome to screencast 6 of the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, Introduction to Vectorworks Screencasts. This time we were looking at lines and double lines in the last screencast, and we're still going to look at lines and maybe rectangles and circles again, stick into these basic concepts until we get them in our heads. But this time we're going to be using absolute dimensions, not just drawing shapes randomly. We're going to put some actual numbers into them to make them make sense. So I know my scale is 1 to 25. My units are millimeters, so kind of this should start to make a little bit more sense. So if I take a line tool here and I want to draw say a 6 meter line, if I click one end here, I can see the little numbers in that floating toolbar. I'm just going to move it over, just make sure that was using the space bar again. You can see how they're going up now. It would be quite difficult to zoom out a little bit, kind of come back, like so. There's round about 6 meters there. I don't need to do any of this at the moment. I'm just letting you see that that elastic band is stretching out from 0 and then the numbers are going up. All I need to do is, without pressing tab or anything else, using the numbers in the top line of your keypad, is type 6, 0, 0, 0. Now, the A is, and I don't need to do anything else. If I just do enter there, it will show me, I'll zoom out, it will show me where a 6 meter line starting where I clicked can end up. So it can end up anywhere in a 360 degree radius. I haven't told it where to finish. If I hold down shift, I'll lock it to 0 and then enter, and that places it at 0. Okay, you can see there's in the object info palette, length 6 meters, angle 0. If I was a little bit inaccurate and had a slight rise on it there, 1 degree, I can fix it here. A good little thing to know, that even if you got that shift wrong and didn't lock it and tried to place it by eye, you can still sort it there. So that's a 6 meter line using the floating toolbar. I'll do that once again. So just click once, doesn't matter, 6, 0, 0, 0, enter, and then I'm going to take it to 0, and I can click here, and that's it done. So I didn't shift that time, I just clicked it and I knew it was 0. I knew I could change it anyway. So that's using the floating toolbar. Note that if I was clicking here and I wanted to go in this direction, I can still just do 6. It kind of understands. This time the angle's 180 because it's gone from 0 to 90 to 180, so that is something to note, that the angle, if I change that, it would pop it in the other direction. So just one to keep an eye on. Go back to 180. The rectangles work in a similar way. I'm going to use a corner to corner mode. Again, it's important to watch the modes. This time I'm going to do say like a 4 meter by 4 meter room, for example. So I'm going to click once. I can start moving the mouse. Now this time, see, it's got the delta X and delta Y numbers, and the delta Y is a negative number. So if we imagine, I'm going to do a cross here. If we imagine that, let's say that's positive, should have planned this out, positive X and positive Y in that quadrant there. So that means that if my rectangle started there, my numbers are positive, positive. See that? So that's positive 869. So if I did a 1 meter by 1 meter, it's going to sit in that box there. Does that make sense? I don't know. You can't respond to me, so I don't know why I'm asking that. That is minus x here because it's left of the center line, but still positive y. So again, if I start my rectangle here, and you can see the numbers are minus x, so I type in minus 1000 because it's going left, tab, and then enter, and that's my minus x, positive y. So everything above the y line, this is exactly the same as on the stage, kind of our y line is across the setting line and our x numbers are from the setting line to the back wall. So this concept is the same as staging, so it's really important to get to know this one. This one down here would be, I'm sure you're all calling out, understanding thoroughly, that would be minus y. Yes, I'm sure you got that right. So that means that my rectangle starting there would be both minus numbers, so minus 1000, tab, minus 1000. And unsurprisingly, this is on the right hand side of it, the x. So it'd be positive x and still minus y. So our numbers, there we go, it's positive, so 1000, tab, minus 1000. And there we have it. That is super important to remember, just because it's exactly the same way as we refer to stage markings on stage. We will be doing exercises where I'll go over this again, but it's really important to get the idea of, if that's 0, that quadrant there is x is plus in that direction and plus in that, y is plus, x is in this quadrant, x is minus, y is positive, x is minus and y is minus, and that one x is positive and y is minus. Y is minus. I think I got that right, but you can see the stuff that I wrote on the screen there. Practice using the floating toolbar is one of the things that we use a lot for drawing steel deck. 2440. I'll do that one again. Steel deck 2440, tab 1220. If you get confused and you click again and you've got these, I've got an L 2728 and an angle 27, don't worry about it, but try and get to just clicking 2440, tab 1220, enter, and that's it there. That's our piece of steel deck there. Okay, that's 8 minutes long. There's quite a lot to take in there. The lines are editable as we've seen before. There's length and angle. The rectangles are editable, width, height. There's the x and y coordinate of the points there. The rotation, we can put rotations in here, and we have information about its ratio and its perimeter and its area. And we've also got the class and the layer that we haven't done anything with yet, but that's okay because we're going to get onto that later on. Quite a shorter screencast, you'll be glad to hear, because lines are super important, and we're about to move on to polylines in the next screencast, which are more complicated lines, you'll be glad to know. So I'll see you then. Bye.